Hey guys, we're back for part two to finish up our light notes today. Thank you for working on that yesterday. Um, we're just going to add a little bit more information. So, to walk you through what's in Schoology, we're going to finish our notes and you're going to be filling in the last part of your light notes here. So, you should be working on the last page where we're talking about the electromagnetic spectrum and the difference between opaque, translucent, and transparent. Um, then you're going to do a Kahoot challenge. So you'll see your classmates' scores and you can try to beat the best score. And then you're going to take a quick light quiz check in that's going to go in the grade book, but as a practice grade. So it's not going to affect your overall class grade, but it is how we're like taking attendance and it's required. And it also helps me know what you're at and how much more practice we need when we come back to light after our short little spring break. So if you want to make sure you're starting right here on your notes, if you don't have something filled in from the first two pages, you're going to want to go back to the video from Tuesday, which is in the Tuesday folder. So I'm just going to scroll up to the right slide here. So as a review, yesterday we were learning about the different behaviors of light waves. So it can come down and reflect off of a surface. So this is showing you how white light is, or white objects reflect all the colors of light. And it's also showing you reflection because it's bouncing off the surface. And then this black surface is absorbing the light. So it's just going into the surface and it's not coming back out. And that is also why it is seen as the color black, because it's like actually the absence of color. And then this third example here is transmission, where it's just going straight through a clear object. We also talked about refraction, which is the bending of light and how your prism is made. And then we talked about scattering, which is what makes the sky blue, for example. And it happens when light hits a rough surface or a variety of molecules at the same time that cause it to go in different directions. So we looked at all of these different ways that light can interact, but now we're going to talk about the electromagnetic spectrum, which is all of the energy in in that range of electromagnetic energy that we talked about when we were learning forms of energy back in January. So it's not just light waves, but it's radio waves, microwaves, infrared waves, which is also known as like heat sensing, visible light, UV waves, X rays, and gamma rays. So the electromagnetic spectrum is the complete range of electromagnetic waves. It's all these different types. And they have different frequencies and different wavelengths. So radio waves are going to be the longest wavelength. So long you can't even see the whole wave here. And then they're going to get shorter and shorter and shorter as you go up, which means the frequency is going to increase because a shorter wave is going to make a higher frequency. So gamma rays have the most energy. X-rays are the next highest energy, and so on. All of the waves from radio waves to visible light waves to gamma rays are the same kind of waves. They're all electromagnetic waves. So like we were talking about yesterday, it's a transverse wave, so they get tall. But instead of causing a medium to vibrate like a sound wave, they're causing the electromagnetic field to vibrate. So both the electrical fields and magnetic fields and the vibrations. Something that might help you understand that or visualize it a little bit more back in Schoology when you're done with your notes, if you want to try these extras. Over here, this brain pop kind of simplifies the electromagnetic spectrum. I really like this 5-minute video that goes into the electromagnetic spectrum in a little bit more detail, but I think it really does a good job of visualizing it for you. So both of those are good ways to learn a little bit more about the electromagnetic spectrum, help you visualize it. So the sun's energy arrives as light with a range of wavelengths. So if we go back up here, the sun's energy is coming through us in visible light, but it also has some energy at the UV energy level and at the infrared energy level. And so here is that whole range. So you might see, if you look at your sunscreen, it will say that it protects against UVA and UVB rays. That's what's giving you sunburn. And so you can see here the light energy is coming out in this ultraviolet range, and that's the different wavelengths, the UVA, UVB, UVC. So visible light is the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that we can actually see with our eyes. And the color red has the longest wavelength and it's the lowest energy. And the color violet has the shortest wavelength. So red is it's kind of the opposite of what I would usually think, right? I usually think of red as meaning hot or high energy, and blue as calming and low energy, but the light waves themselves are actually the opposite. Red is the longest, lowest energy. Blue is the highest energy. So sunlight is not just one color. It's made up of white light, which is all the different colors mixed together. So we talked about how rainbows were formed already on Monday. So when this light comes down to Earth, what happens with it anyways? When it strikes any form of matter, it can basically interact in three ways. It depends on if it's transparent material, translucent material, or opaque material. So if it is opaque, no light can pass through. So opaque means like solid. Light won't go through. It's not going to glow. It's not going to be see-through. It's just completely solid. And when light hits an object that's translucent, some light can pass through. So if you like hold up a piece of paper, you can see how the light comes through. Your sunglasses let light through. Anything that's kind of see-through but not clear. So translucent is the word, and it's different from transparent, which lets all the light through. So this is going to be like clear things like the glass screen on your computer or your phone, the plastic in safety glasses, the polycarbonate in your eyeglasses. Anything that's completely clear is going to allow light to pass through is called transparent. So that's it for today, pretty short. Again, once you're done with these notes, I encourage you to go back through and make a summary by answering the questions over here in the margins. So I would review your notes and write a summary. And then you're going to want to go back to Schoology and try the Kahoot challenge. When you click on the link, it's going to take you to this. It's just loading here. And you can enter a nickname. It just needs to be school appropriate. If you want people to know who you are, use your actual name. And so I'm going to be Mrs. G. And then you just join the game. And after you answer the questions, you'll see like your ranking with all of our other classmates who have played. This is going to be open for the next 2 days. So if you want to go back and try it again to improve your score, you can. And then after you do the Kahoot challenge, you're going to go back and take the practice quiz. So the practice quiz, you're going to have to go back to the Wednesday folder, and then the practice quiz will be available. All right, if you guys need anything, I'll be on Google Meet from 9 to 11 in the morning, and then you can get a hold of me by email in the afternoon. I am not going to be checking and responding to school emails during Easter break, so I won't reply to you from Wednesday at 4 p.m. until the following Tuesday if you need something. If it's urgent and you need me to reply before then, please put urgent in the like the title of your email. Yeah, the title. I don't know if that, the subject line. There we go. The subject line of your email. All right, you guys, if you need anything, I'm here for you. I hope you're doing okay and enjoy the nice weather. Keep getting outside, and I challenge you to really talk to other people, not just Snapchat and TikTok. I encourage you to FaceTime or pick up the phone and have an actual conversation. You'll be surprised at how much it can energize you, whether that be with a friend or a family member. All right, take care, guys.